What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well, and it is the Carnival of Gods event. So we have got a new hero in here, and we're going to have a look at her today. It's Carmenta, and she looks absolutely amazing. So she's following on the theme with the Carnival of Gods. So let's have a look at her. We've also got this pickup summon that's dropped in, which is an interesting one, just to mention it briefly. So there is an increased chance for featured heroes, and you've got 2 featured heroes in the portal. Very importantly, Lao Hu is featured, and as we know, his passive is amazing because he can disable any minion abilities. So these heroes, these Lunar New Year heroes, are very sought after. And there is an increased chance, so you get a 1.8% chance to get a legendary featured hero. I'm not sure why they've chosen to feature Nemesis. I'm not saying she's a bad hero. She's a good hero. But if there's a 50% chance to get one or the other, I think this is going to be the one that people are going for. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad portal to summon in. The only downside is, unfortunately, you're not going to get costumes with any of the other heroes in this portal. So there is a chance that you come away empty-handed. And there is a chance that if you get a 5-star, it's going to be a season 1 5-star without any costume. But then I guess you get the same for any other portal. So enough said about the pickup summon. If you are really after a Lunar New Year hero, 1.8% odds is not bad at all. Now let's move on to the main event. So the event summon, we have Carmenta. Unfortunately, we don't have any new 4-stars in this portal. I'd love to see some more 4-stars coming in, even some more 3-stars as well. But we're going to have a look at this new hero today, Carmenta. So she's another fire hero. We just recently had Aradia featured. She is featured again. But we've got another fire hero, and she is of the sorcerer class. So that gives her a chance to delay, so 15% chance to drop the mana generation of the enemy by 50% for 2 turns after dealing damage. It's a pretty good effect. I say a middle of the row ether talent for that one. Now the Mask God family bonus is a pretty good family bonus, but you need to have more than one of these heroes. In fact, it really comes into effect if you've got 3 of the heroes. So just to recap really quickly, for a single family member, she summons a masked minion with 8% health and 8% attack. So that's going to happen anyway. If you have 2 family members, the masked minion gives the owner plus 7% attack. Now, if you have 3 family members, the masked minion gives its owner immunity to all status ailments while the owner has the masked minion. And obviously the effect can't be dispelled because it's attached to the masked minion. Now, don't worry if you don't have 3 of them, because the good news is Carmenta has ailment immunity on her second limit breaks. So if you do second limit break her, she's going to get the ailment immunity anyway. So why did I explain the family bonus? I'm not sure. But there you go. You got it. So the family bonus is pretty good. And it can be extremely frustrating if you're starting to attack these heroes because you need to get rid of the minion in order to remove the effect. Now, she also gets a passive, which is Cleanse on Minion Death. So she's also cleansed of status ailments when a minion owned by them is destroyed. So even if you have a single minion and you throw a status effect up straight away, that status effect is going to get removed when you destroy the minion. So bear that in mind as well. Works really good against heroes like Sea Rock, for example, who don't deal any damage, or Ray, who don't deal any upfront damage, but they give a status ailment. Hope that all makes sense to you guys. Now let's get on to her stats. So Carmenta, we're looking at 906 on the attack, 881 on defense, and 1800 on the health. So a total team power of 940, which is really, really good. I mean, she's in line with all of the new heroes that are being released. And I mean, interestingly enough, if we have a look at like a hero that is absolutely insane, like Jove, you can see he's at 838 team power, and it feels like he's still a very relevant hero. I mean, he is an extremely good hero, but the difference in the power creep of over 100 points between him and Carmenta just rings alarm bells. Honestly, there's something got to be done about this power creep. It's going far too fast. and I'll probably keep banging the drum about this for ages to come. And I know they're doing some balances. We've just had some recently, but still, that is just ridiculous. Now, her stats are bonkers, basically, put it that way. Now, her special skill is Master of Ailments. So she is running at average speed, and what she does is that she spreads all of the target's cleansable status ailments to nearby enemies. The duration of the status ailment is reset for the target and nearby enemies, and she deals 495% damage to the target and minor damage to nearby enemies. Now, the part I like most about this special is the last bit. The damage. I mean, it might be splash damage to nearby, but 495% hit is really hard. So she's going to pair up well with other heroes on an attacking team, and the minor damage to nearby enemies is good. But the initial part where she spreads all of the target's cleansable status ailments to nearby allies, now that can work against itself. So it's pretty cool if you've got a hero that deals ailments to, say, 3 heroes, because then what you would do is you would target one of the heroes on the end of that, and then the status ailment is going to spread to the nearby enemies, and it's also going to reset the duration of the status ailment. So she will pair up well with heroes that do give status ailments. Where she won't work extremely well is if you have a hero, let's just take Sea Rock, for example. So Costume Rock will give sand damage to all enemies. Now, if you fire Rock off and then you fire Carmenta off at the same time, the status ailment is going to remain exactly the same. It's got nobody to spread to, is what I'm saying. So you do get a lot of heroes that deal ailments to the whole team. Now, she will be effective in terms of the reset of the status ailment. So if you have an ailment on a hero, you're going to need to bear in mind that you don't want to fire Carmenta off until that ailment has run its course. Now, for some heroes, that can be absolutely devastating. So heroes like, for example, like I'm thinking of the new Frog Prince. His poison damage is just insane. And if you let him go off first and then you set Carmenta off, she can refresh the duration of that status ailment. So if you like playing around with status ailments and refreshing the duration, she can be an extremely, extremely impactful hero. But she's not going to impact in all areas of the game. It's just going to be with heroes that do deal status ailments. I think that goes without saying, but the point I'm trying to make is that you have to time her correctly in order for you to get the most out of her special. And she doesn't work that well with status ailment dealers that deal it to the whole of the rest of the team. And you'll find that the majority of status ailment dealers do deal it to the whole of the rest of the team, except for the newer heroes like Hurricane, for example. I think he gives ailments to 3, and Ferris, who gives his ailment to 3. So with those kind of heroes, you're going to be able to get an extra hero get the ailment, but not an extra 2 heroes get the ailment, if that makes sense. So the other thing about this hero Carmenta is that she is running at average speed, and we do have a hero who is a bit more readily obtainable, who is running at fast speed, and I'm definitely going to level him at some point, but I haven't got him leveled up just yet, so forgive me, I'm going to have to scroll through here. So this guy, Zabog, so he is running at fast speed, and yes, he deals damage to a single target, but he does reset the duration of status ailments for all enemies, and he gets the Bard family bonus, which gives an extra 5% mana. So just, I mean, obviously being aware, he is a 4-star hero, which will give you a similar effect. In fact, it's exactly the same effect. I mean, she's extending that status ailment out to the nearby, but like I said, that's not going to apply all the time. The duration reset is the same with this guy, and he gets an extremely good passive where he reduces the revival chance by 50% as well. So that is something to bear in mind. I'm not saying it makes her a bad hero, so please don't take this in the wrong way. But what I am saying is that I don't think she's as good as some of the other heroes that are in this portal. Now, having said that, she's featured alongside Aradia, who has been extremely impactful. She's very difficult to deal with, especially on defense teams. And Fortuna, I'm growing to like more and more because she does that upfront dispel. And then she summons the fiend that gives negative attack as well. And that can be extremely useful. So what do I think of Carmenta? Let's give it a final sort of thought here. I like the damage. I think that she's going to be dealing quite a bit of damage. The duration of the status ailment thing can be used to extremely good effect. I would probably recommend pairing her up with a hero that does either ailment damage like poison or burn, or water or frost or whatever it is, or a hero that does give like a defense down or elemental defense down, because she's going to be able to take advantage of that with that hard hit. What I don't think is going to come into play quite as much as you might initially see or think of reading this card is that spreading of the target's cleansable ailments to nearby enemies. So I may be wrong, but I don't I don't think I am. So yeah, I don't think she's a bad hero at all. If anything, I would probably use her with an ailment damage team, and I would absolutely use her every day because I think she just looks insane. And I think that skill can be extremely usable if you've got her on the right team. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll give her an A grade. I think she is an A grade hero, but I think that she is at risk of being outclassed by some other heroes in the near future. So really good hero for this portal, and the other featured heroes are pretty good as well. So I wish you guys all of the best of luck in your summons. Enjoy the tournament, the event if you guys are going to be competing, and please do drop us a like, subscribe if you find the videos useful, and tell me what you think of Carmenta and give me your thoughts. I look forward to hearing from you guys. See you all again next time. Bye for now.